A very good evening and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Weekend Primetime News. I'm Arundhati Nayaka. Let's look at the stories making headlines tonight. Acting Minister of Mass Media and Information states that former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca will be granted freedom following legal proceedings that will be conducted tomorrow. Anuma Fonseca hopes that Sarath Fonseca will be granted complete freedom. President Mahinda Rajapaksa states that Sri Lanka is regaining its position as an important economic and commercial centre in the region. Minister Johnston Fernando congratulates the MTV-MBC network on broadcasting the London Olympics. And the stories in detail. Acting Minister of Mass Media and Information Lakshmanya Pabewardena states that former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca will be granted freedom following legal proceedings that will be conducted tomorrow. Meanwhile, issuing a release, presidential spokesperson Badula Jayasekara stated that the president had on Friday signed the documents pertaining to the release of Sarath Fonseca. The president had handed over the signed documents to Chief of Staff Gamini Senarath prior to his tour to Qatar. The facts presented by News First since early this morning on its breaking news coverage was confirmed by the statements made by the Acting Minister of Mass Media at a media briefing held in Matara today.
As per the powers vested in him, His Excellency the President placed his signature on the letter of release for former Army Commander General Sarath Fonseca on the 18th. Since the 19th and 20th are state holidays and court holidays, we expect that the release granted by the President will be officially granted to him on Monday after his attorneys make presentations in court.
ජනාධිපතිතුමා දීපු නිදහස ඔහුට නිරවශයෙන් ලැබෙන ඇතයි කියලා අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා.
The wife of the former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca, Anoma Fonseca, and their two daughters arrived at the private hospital in Colombo, where Fonseca is warded, to inquire into his well-being. Journalists made inquiries regarding her husband's impending release from Anoma Fonseca.
I have been informed that the relevant documents will be presented on Monday, so we expect that something will happen on Monday. During discussions, there was no mention of any conditions. It was said that he would be freed, and I hope this will be complete freedom. That is my hope. I do not know anything beyond that.
ආරංචිලා තියෙනවා දැනට ජෙනරල් තුමා නවලෝකරුවලේ නිවාසික ප්‍රතිකාර ලබන අතරේ.
There is a rumor that while the general is receiving in-house treatment at the Navaloka hospital, his prison cell had been painted and turned into a luxury room, and CID officers had come and recorded this on camera. I don't know, but maybe they are trying to show the country and the world that the general spent a life of luxury in prison. If not, then the question arises as to why they are suddenly painting it and making it luxurious. This rumor sprung from the prison itself. Rumors do not just spread. As parliamentarians, we are going to look into this with the privileges that we have.
නිකන් කටකතාවක් යන්නේ අපි ගිහිල්ලා බලනවා පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරු අපිට තියෙන වරප්‍රසාද අනුව එතන තත්ත්වය කුමක්ද කියලා.
Meanwhile, parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga says that prison officials prevented him from entering the room at the private hospital in Colombo where Sarath Fonseca is receiving treatment.
අවාසනාවකට බන්ධනාගාර නිලධාරීන් අපිට ඇතුළට යන්න දුන්නේ නැහැ.
Unfortunately, the prison officials prevented us from entering. When we spoke to SP Kulatunga at the prison, he said that we cannot be allowed to enter. Unfortunately, officials who are unaware of the privileges held by parliamentarians are seated in high chairs, or there is political intervention here, or these are officials appointed through politicians. So officials like these who are unaware of parliamentary privileges must be reprimanded. I think we will bring this up in parliament in the future. We see the speaker as a reasonable person. What should be done to officials like this will happen in the future.
මෙවැනි නිලධාරීන්ට කරන්න තියෙන දේවල් ඉදිරියේදී සිදු විය යුතුයි.
Meanwhile, residents in Kaluthura lit fireworks and distributed kiribat to celebrate the impending release of Sarath Fonseca. Members of the public in Ihalavihan Vela Kadawata also celebrated the impending release of Fonseca.
Chairman of the Democratic National Alliance, Tiranalas, reiterates that he held discussions with the President to secure the release of Sarath Fonseca without expecting any credit in return. Speaking to News First in an exclusive interview, Tiranalas said that the former army commander will most probably be released tomorrow.
What is the nature of the freedom that has been granted to Sarath Fonseca?
As for the information we have, I mean, he will be released. But the details of the release and whether there are any conditions on the release itself, I'm not sure. We have to wait till the documents are out tomorrow.
What happens next?
The doctors will have to first decide when they are going to discharge him from hospital. But about 2-3 days back, what the doctor said is that he would be able to leave hospital by Monday. That again is tomorrow. So it coincides with the papers going to the Ministry of Justice. So hopefully everything will fall in place and he should be able to go home tomorrow.
Were there conditions imposed for his release?
No, definitely no. He has not laid any condition. In fact, at the beginning, you will know that he made an announcement saying he will consider his release only if a member of the family makes a request. Initially, during the discussions, that was on, but at the end, I mean, discussions went on so well, without even obtaining a request from a family member, he took the decision to release him.
What is the future of Fonseca's political career?
Well, it's very difficult to say anything right now. He will have to come out, have discussions with all the concerned people, the parties within the alliance, and take a decision.
Did you intervene in this matter in order to obtain any sort of credit?
Even some members of parliament made speeches in parliament saying that I don't have a backbone to stand up and talk about Sarath Fonseca. Well, if I wanted to take the credit, for the last 6 months I would have been speaking to the media, I would have been issuing press statements to say that I am the one who is doing everything. I did not do that. I just kept quiet. When people were accusing me of not speaking about it, still I decided to wait and speak only after his release. But I was abroad, and then when I came back and when I landed at the airport, only I knew that His Excellency the President had made an announcement saying he's releasing, and the entire credit has to go to me. And that's how all this started.
Did you strike a deal with the President?
There is absolutely no political deal. I have no political deal with the government. Our only aim was to get him out. General Fonseca's family wanted him released as fast as possible. Our party members wanted his release. And I just worked towards it. And I was confident that I will achieve it one day.
Will you cross over to the government?
No, I mean, there has been no discussions as such of joining the government. I mean, they haven't asked me. We haven't spoken about it. And I haven't, said anywhere that I will be joining the government.
Did others contribute to secure the release of Sarath Fonseca?
During this period, the people of this country, they also wanted his release. Political parties, their supporters, all got together as one team, whether it was religious activities or demonstrations against the arrest. But I must thank everyone who did whatever they could do, even in a small way, because all that helped in my discussions also to succeed in my discussions. I think it's only some of our opposition leaders, right, leaders in the opposition, and few of their people who are saying this, because they are disappointed that the General Fonseca is being released. because their intention was to keep him inside forever, use his name and do politics.
Well, several people have posted comments on our website www.newsfirst.lk regarding the decision to release former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca. Well, here are some of the comments that have been posted on www.newsfirst.lk. Now, Iftikhar, commenting on the decision to release former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca, says, quote, "The presidential pardon is a noble act by our president. I personally appreciate this noble act," unquote. Also posting a comment, Aloka says, quote, "We thank the President and the government for the release of Sarath Fonseca," unquote. Sampath says, quote, "Everyone believes that it was a sin for the general to have suffered. This is a good decision," unquote. Meanwhile, speaking at a function this morning, Deputy Minister of Ports and Highways Rohita Begunwardena expressed his view about former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca.
They say that there is no point in releasing Fonseca now because he cannot enter politics. But is there a group left for him to get involved with in politics? God bless the JVP. Furthermore, what has happened to the UNP? The leader, the deputy leader and all the remaining leaders in the party have fallen apart. In this backdrop, with whom can he engage in politics? There is no side left with whom he can engage in politics.
UNP Deputy Leader Sajid Premadasa says that if Sarath Fonseca is granted merely a nominal release, they are prepared to stand up against it. He expressed these views at a function that was held in Yatiyantata today. Financial assistance was given to the V.O.Y. Sri Vijayarama Temple in Yatiyantata as part of the Sasunata Aruna program under the auspices of MP Sajid Premadasa.
I especially request state officials to follow the verse in the Dhammapada which says, "Asare sara matino, sare cha sara dasino, te sarang nadigachanti, te sarang sankappa gochara." Follow this Dhammapada verse to the letter and do what is right for the country. Take steps to provide complete freedom to Sarath Fonseca. If he is granted merely a nominal release, I would like to say that we will continue our struggle until all his civil rights are reinstated. Well, let's now take a look at the cartoon of the day which we selected from amongst today's English newspapers. Well, time for a short commercial break, but before that, here's a look at what's coming up on the news tonight.